how are you? Thank you for tuning to Grace Destiny. I'm here for you as usual with topics that are beneficial to our community. If you have not subscribed, go down there and subscribe. Share this video also for the benefit of any other person. You are most welcome. Now, this discussion, or rather this topic, is something that has come to me as a wake-up call because our community is, especially the African community, is starting to embrace something we call blended families. And what is blended families? Blended families is whereby a man had children with another woman, a woman had children with another man, they come together and get married. Yes. Initially, we would have, in Africa, we could have polygamous families. In most cases, this man had children with different women, either 2 or 3, according to the number that he has. But the women only sired kids with this man. So it wasn't a blended family. That was a polygamous family. Now we are talking about blended families whereby kids are from different origins, they come together and their parents are in love and they get married. How do you handle such a case? And now we have so many problems in such families that come to me for counseling and therapy. And that is why I have actually decided to talk about it and to discuss this so that we can have an enlightenment whereby we know how to deal with each other. I'll not start with the kids. I'll start with the lovers, the one and only, Mr. and Mrs. You came together. You found each other. You met wherever you met, in church, in the bar, at workplace, in a conference, at a hike. We have so many meeting points as far as love is concerned. And once you meet, you are not, and unless it's a function where you carried your kids together with you, the person will see the other person only. For example, the man will see the woman will see the man, and before they know whether they have children or their background, their love, the chemistry has already struck. So, not going back, we are now in this. What happens? Because we have had cases whereby we start, we continue, we disagree. We reach a point, it's either the woman is demanding too much or the man is demanding too much from the kids, not from the spouse, from the kids. And it becomes a rough situation whereby this other spouse must decide either to get out, break up with this other person, and I wonder, did it have to go to that point? Of course, the answer is no. Entry point in every relationship matters. Not only in blended families, but in any other marriage relationship matters, or the entry point matters a lot. For example, when a girl and a boy meet, I'm talking about a boy and a girl because I mean a man without a child, a woman without a child, they meet. They are just the two of them. That is how they assume. But it's not the truth. When you come and you meet with your spouse, you are carrying your clan with you. You are carrying your nature, which is your personality and temperaments. You're also carrying the nurture, which is the environment you've been raised from. So what happens? When you come, we can see you alone, but there's a bag behind you that carries all that. What you saw in your family reflects in your personality. What you saw in your neighborhood, what you experienced, and what you watched as you were growing up, registered in your subconscious, and it manifests any other time you get a chance to. Remember, if you saw your parents fighting, for example, if a boy saw a father beat the mother, he may never know whether it recorded in his subconscious until when he will get his own wife. And because the wife of his father was a punching bag, he might end up making his wife a punching bag. There are those who go to the extreme. They'll never try such a thing. But there are those who find themselves like practicing it, not willingly, not even as something they planned, but something that is so unconscious because they saw it as they were growing up. We usually say a child does not copy what they hear, they copy what they see. So the whole of that bag is something that really contributes a lot to the life you're going to live with your spouse. And don't forget, the other spouse also comes with their own bag. And they get into the relationship. And as you keep on living, they keep manifesting what they saw, what they heard, what they believed in, and all that kind of stuff. That is why courtship is very important. And at some point, you must put feelings aside and the chemistry and observe the reality of where the person is coming from. You must be keen on where does this person come from? Who raised them? Where were they raised? What are their subscriptions? What are their convictions? What do they believe or not? That is so much enough for the family of a guy and a girl, period. Let's now talk about the blended family where we started. A blended family can have kids who are bigger or small. We can have kids who are big or small. Let's start with a case whereby they are small babies. You can have a man with maybe with grown kids. Let me talk about teenagers at least. And then he marries a woman with smaller children. In such a case, you realize that these older kids, they understand that these kids are not my father's children. But the smaller ones may not be able to understand whether this is their father or not. In such a case, these bigger children, if they are not oriented, let me talk about orientation into this blended family, because one of the assumptions that we have as parents is that kids don't matter in this. Let me tell you, they can scratch your back with a hammer, or is it a hammer or a fork? And you keep bleeding, wondering, what did I get myself into? Do not ignore the feelings of the children, especially the kids who understand, this is not my dad, this is not my mom. These are the kids, the small children that may come with the mother, maybe 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, let's talk about 4 years and below. They may not be able to understand, this is not our father, it's not our biological father. No, it may take some time and someone has to tell them this. But the bigger ones, they understand. So the kind of orientation you do cannot be the same. Fathers, if the bigger kids belong to the father should sit them down. Let them understand why he needs to get married and who he has found. Listen to their opinion. Don't judge them. Don't condemn them. Make them understand. Make them understand with time. Also, do not ever force them to accept. Let them know that you've made your decision and they will live with it, but not forcefully. Make it look like a partnership for communication where you try to explain to them things so that they can be part of it. Take your time. Take your time. Don't just jump at we have a dinner. This will be your mom from today. Especially, you cannot introduce that woman as their mom. Maybe they know their mother. Maybe you divorced. Maybe she died and they've never had a closure with their mother. You cannot tell them this is your mother. Introduce her as the name she carries. This is Grace. This is Mary. And this is the woman that I'm in love with. Let it come naturally. I'll get to that. For the small babies, you may not have a language to explain to them what is happening, or this will be your father, or we are getting married, or this is our family. What you need to do is to treat them in a manner that they understand this man is now part of our lives. That I'm talking about before you even bring your families together, because you may not have to bring together these two families. Sometimes you may find yourself not in a position to do this because these kids, the bigger kids, may not be comfortable living out immediately with this other family. Remember, there's something we call privacy. There are kids that like their own privacy. They don't like interference. They have grown with each other together. Introducing another set of families with 2 children or 3 children and a mother, and then all of a sudden, boom, they are part of our family. It may not be very healthy. That is my observation after talking to so many other people. So what happens? Grow into each other from outside towards inside. She may continue living where she used to live. He may continue living where he used to live with their own children, then grow towards each other slowly and slowly and slowly. Let there be sleepovers, not committed, what do you call them? Move-ins, not committed move-ins, not serious move-ins, but sleepovers, where these people can come and visit, the others can visit, and make sure, listen to this, parents, make sure that these moments are memorable, fun, and pleasant. Not where you start putting rules and regulations, because that is where we go wrong. You walk into to a person's life, you want to walk in with discipline. You are a man. You've met a woman who has raised her children. Maybe they're even teenagers or something like that. And she did what she knew best. And maybe there's some corrections to make. Maybe you feel like this was supposed to be corrected. You know what you're supposed to do? Talk to the mother of these children before you get to them directly. Create a forum of love. Create a forum of appreciation. Appreciate them. Let them feel, maybe they have been looking forward to a man who can tell them, you're a beautiful girl. This is what a man can do. You are a great boy. And that is what they have all looked forward to. Then you come in and you realize they are not taking their showers properly. You don't like the way they brush their teeth. You don't like the way they do this. And that is what you attack. Automatically they shut. Because you're coming in with rules and regulations, but they're expecting love. They have been craving for love. Show this love. Show this affection. Let them come to you through the path of love. When they get here, you can correct whatever you want with a lot of love. With a lot of love. For those who understand this, whatever I'm talking about, and for those who have been through it, they make sure even they'll never discipline those children. They leave it to the real parent to do it. Now, I've had cases of women walking into a marriage. Maybe the man is a widower, and then he had children, and the woman comes in, and the first thing she wants is to be introduced as the mother so that she can make rules and regulations in that house. And she starts colliding with these children because she's coming in the name of a mother. My friend, we ain't fighting for the place of the mother. You're already the wife to this man. Automatically, you are a mother, and that is natural. They may not have to call you so, but whenever they introduce you out there, they say, this is Sarah. She's my dad's wife, and so my mom, my stepmom. It goes without saying. Anytime you force a title into a child, you automatically switch them off because that title should come automatically. How you treat this child should qualify you to be called the title you are looking for. So whatever I'm trying to say is, blended families are not just families. They are families that are very sensitive. And if you don't get to understand that, you're going to crash your lives in a place where you would have made it. Maybe you are the best of lovers. Like you clicked so well. You had so many things in common. You agreed in so many things. But then, boom, when it comes to children, you're not able to handle them. So the first point I said, do not force issues. Don't just introduce the children to it as if they don't have an opinion. Make them understand. Listen to their opinion. Understand, and you know, even our children are different. The first one may be a little okay. The second one may feel like I'm still attached to my mother. Don't judge your children. Their mother is their mother, period. Especially if they know the other parent. For example, a woman who is a single mother, sometimes in some single moms, the children don't even know their fathers because they've never met their father because of other reasons. Maybe the father could not accept the pregnancy or so many other reasons that make a woman raise the kids alone and the children never to meet their father. That is a very easy thing. It's easier than a parent, the place where, a scenario where the kids already know their other parent, whether the mom or the dad. In cases of death, this is where it's very sensitive. Remember, we are not talking about a woman who is alive. So whenever you come as a mother and you want to replace this woman, make sure you are sensitive enough because this child did not kill the mother. She doesn't or he doesn't deserve to be hurt in the place of the death of the mother. We have had cases about stepmothers, but I can assure you, stepmothers are not all bad. Some are good and you can decide to be one. You can decide to be a good stepmother and nurture these children because one of the reasons why you should do this because there's something we call karma. You have kids. I've had cases whereby a woman will walk into a marriage, meet children in this marriage and try to replace them with her own kids. You're really fighting. You come with kids. You're fighting that this man does not support the children that he's sired with his either ex-wife or whatever, whoever is belated. And you decide to fight for your children in this place. And you ignore the needs of these other children. What do you expect about your babies? Do you think you're the woman that cannot be divorced? Do you think you're that woman that cannot die? Why would you want to sow seeds that you would never want to see your children get? Fear God. Fear God, because when you have the fear of God, you will understand whatever I'm talking about. You don't have to treat children well when the father is around, and when the father is away, you treat them badly. Sorry for my wrong English. What am I trying to push here? I'm talking about humanity. I'm talking about being human. Look at this man. You want him to disregard his children and embrace yours. Is it even making sense? Blood is thicker than water. That is a selfish move. That means you are literally looking for a house for your children and you never cared about this man and his children. Be sensitive about other people's feelings. When it comes to kids, as I have said, introduce them gradually. Walk the walk towards making them meet. If they'll never click, it's not their fault. It was just meant to be. Live with each other, understanding that it is you two that love each other. The kids don't have to marry one another. It is you who are married, deal with your children and let them grow towards it. And let me tell you something, whatever is not forced grows by itself. With time, they'll get to a point where they will accept and they'll be like, okay, this thing has taken time and I think it's going nowhere. So you have to walk towards accepting it. One of the ways to win the heart of children is love, affection, giftings. Look for a way to enter the heart of that child, and automatically the child will have no choice. I've even met kids who have they know their fathers, like the biological father, but then this is another father, the husband to the mother. And you realize that they're able to balance, because there's what they are getting from this father, there's what they are getting from their biological father. And let me tell you something. If you can be able to fight for your position through love and affection, nobody can resist love in this world. Love is something irresistible. So stop using force, like a discipline, trying to correct. You feel like you're the one who is coming to correct the lives of these children. Stop it. It's not the children you came for, it's the mother. Stay in your lane. And when these kids realize your love, they'll give you their hearts automatically. Mothers, the fact that these children belong to another woman, and you feel like they are the bridge that will bring back the mother, you are wrong. You are not the reason they separated in the first place. Just sit there and be the mother you're supposed to be. Give them the best. When they fight you, you are the grown-up here. Stop going to their level and fight cheap battles. Stay in your place and remain there. Just tell the father, don't worry about these children. I know they'll be fine. Because when you keep reporting them to the father will want to punish them to help to make you feel good, or to make you feel appreciated and avenged. That is the worst thing that you can do. It only brings the crack wider and wider and wider. So deal with these children as if they're your own. Let them understand that you really, really don't have a problem with them. They don't have to love you. And when you make them know that they don't have to love you, they'll love you. Because whatever lacks competition becomes meaningless. So when competition is done, the thing is sour. It's not even sweet anymore. So they will not compete because they're not competing. But if you keep competing, they'll keep reminding you this is our daddy. And the daddy will be torn between the two, the kids and this mother. And when his logics come back and he analyzes the situation and realizes you are the one in the wrong, you lose a husband just like that. And your other kids lose a stepfather that they had just found. Wisdom is paramount. You have to understand that you cannot just wake up and make things the way you want. Life is about the two of you. You decided to get married. You decided to love each other. You decided to make it work. You have to fight. And don't ignore the fact that you came with children. It's a baggage you may not be able to avoid. So if you know you cannot make it, don't even try it. Blended families are not for the weak. They are for the strong. I hope you get that wisdom. And if you're in a blended family, start correcting what you made wrong, because it's correctable. If you threw away those children, remember karma is a bitch. And it doesn't matter where you are. It catches up with you. So don't ignore the feelings of the children. Don't ignore the feelings of this man or this woman trying to suppress their children, ignoring the fact that they have been living with these kids and the kids are so important to them. When you take a cow, take even the tying on the neck. Connect everything. Don't just love the woman and not love the kids. If you know you can't love the children you have not sired, don't touch that woman. You woman, if you know you cannot embrace kids from another woman, especially when she's alive, you just can't raise them, stop it. You'll get a man without kids and you can live your lives together. But as long as you have chosen this path of blended family, if you want peace and you want to do the right thing and you have the fear of God, understand these things. It's not business as usual. It is something that is sensitive because it includes sensitive souls that requires to be taken care of. Subscribe, share, and follow me on Facebook also, Grace Destiny. My contacts are down there, 0724 537 530. If you want more of this coaching and everything to do with your purpose, call me, 0724 537 530. Thank you.